Hey, hey, hands up! Lay some diet. Feet hit the trail. Heartbeats race. Dust on my jacket. Wind in my face. Not about to finish. It's who you find along the way. Every blister, every sunrise, every hot and beautiful day. Head first into the unknown. Let's go chasing trails, yeah. Chasing trails, yeah. Every mud pit, every stone, we're gonna run and leave it all.
All right, welcome in everyone to the Chase the Trails podcast. Jeff and Brandon here with you, and our podcast is brought to you by our great sponsors, St. John Trail Running, Funny Coast Counseling, and Resilience Through Fitness. Repping the Resilience Through Fitness gear tonight. Thanks so much for their involvement in the pod. We can't recommend them enough. Jeff, great to see you, man. How you doing?
I'm good.
It's
I'm
good.
well rested at this point.
That's right. Well, because it's going to be interesting because if someone's watching YouTube right now, you're going to notice that we are wearing different outfits than we did during our interview. And that's because we recorded pretty late into the night, that night, because I had the intro group that I was doing with Catherine in Rockwood. And so I had to drive into Rockwood and back. And so we didn't really get started until 8:45. And by the time we were done our conversation with them, with our guest today, with Colin and Tom, I was like, I'm kind of worn out, and it was really bad weather, and so the internet was sketchy, and we're like, we'll just do this one later. And so here we are, a little while later, because we were burning the midnight oil on that one, but we're still here.
When the podcast recording ends close to 10 o'clock, like it's time to shut it down. There's no more brain power left. It could get real wild if we recorded.
Yeah, I mean, unhinged. Like Cody Cooper's been asleep for an hour by the time we're finishing that podcast, right? So it is time to wrap it up, or we could get canceled. It's really easy when our filters
we might say
get low.
something or tell a story that we regret. So.
Right. If I had $1 for every time I told a story or said something that I would regret, I would have enough to have a really great podcast, because we'd spend all our money on the podcast. So anyway.
Just on this show alone. Yeah.
Just on this one alone. Yeah. Anyway, man, we're in the thick of it, Jeff. How's training going? Fill us in. Where are you at? How are things progressing for you?
Yeah. Things are good. Since we recorded that episode, I've gone through what was supposed to be a recovery run week, which for me in my brain, for some reason, always turns into a do nothing week. I know it's not supposed to, but like I only got one run in the whole week, and was supposed to do like 4 or 5 recovery runs. And just as soon as I get into a recovery week or like one of those deload weeks, my brain and my schedule just goes to like just complete like, oh, you don't have to wake up in the morning. You're on a recovery week. You don't have to make time for running. You're on a recovery week. And so at this point, I'm pretty recovered. I would say
I'm fully recovered now. Fully recovered.
Right? Well, I went through that stage of feeling really stiff because I hadn't ran in so long that then I ran on the Friday and was like, took me a really long time to warm up. And so that's the downside to just being like lazy for a week. Your body goes back to that old, sitting behind a desk every day stiffness that you just don't really think of. And so anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at now. And it's good. It's been good. One of my daughters ran the Hamwell Hammering 5K on Friday night.
She did really well.
She had a good time there. She did. Yeah, she did really well. For someone who came to me 2 days before the race and was like, can I go run on Friday night? I was like, sure. We'll register you and see what happens. Yeah. So,
awesome.
No, she did really well. And so she's pumped. Now, if I can just find time in her busy summer schedule to get her out to more St. John trail running races than just East Coast, then we'll be happy. But we'll see.
That's right.
She's outrunning her father quite well at this point in life. So
she's moving quick. For sure. Yeah. So I got to do my a big long run. I haven't done a long run for a while, which is a problem. And that was really obvious once I started getting into it. But one of the biggest problems I had, Jeff, was doing the math on what I was actually supposed to be running, because I had on my training plan 140 minutes, 140 to 150 minutes, right? Which is like 2 hours and something, right? 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours,
Which, right, which is 2.5 hours. But when I read it, I read 1 hour and 40 minutes. So instead of like 140, I read 1 hour and 40 minutes. And so I'm running and I'm doing some loops. My family was with me. It was great. Like we did a different thing than I normally do. We just hit the Dutch Point trails, the local trail system in our area. And I just did loops, and my kids were biking along it, and my wife went for a walk. And so it was just kind of cool to see them as I was doing my loops and everything like that. And so I'm at an hour and 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh, geez, like I've only gotten like a little, like 10K done, and I'm supposed to be like up to 18 by this point in time, like in 10 minutes. And I'm like, what have I done wrong? And I know there's like some climbing, like I did have some big hills in it. And I was like, man, what am I doing wrong? And so I was texting Adam. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know what to do. I still have to get, this many more kilometers, but I only have 10 minutes left before I'm supposed to finish. And I was like, and it took me he just said, keep going. And it took me another 20 minutes before I'm like, oh, it's 140 minutes, not an hour and 40 minutes. So then I was like, oh, crap. I've got way longer to run. And,
your wife was ready to go home by the end of that.
Yeah. She's like, Brandon, I'm done. So she left me and I had to run home. And, and then I got home and I was like, my legs were tired. I had to go get into the tub and do a little Epsom salt soak and that sort of thing. But it felt good to get some good mileage in, but it just made me realize how little long distance I've been doing compared to where we're supposed to be at in terms of how close we are to Rockwood. So
aren't you glad we're not doing the 50K at Rockwood this year?
Absolutely. I just can't get I just keep getting more and more thankful. I'm just like, if that's possible, you know what I mean? I'm just like, as we get closer, I'm just like so happy that we're just doing this. I'm pretty sure I can muscle my way through 25K, but like just the thought of doing another loop at this stage, I'm like, oh my goodness.
When I did that,
regretting that.
When I did that 2.5 hour run, I think mine was scheduled a week before yours, and all I could think about. Now I did mine on a treadmill because the weather sucked that day, and I felt it was easier to do on a treadmill. I think I talked about it on one of the previous podcasts, but all I could think about afterwards was, thank God I'm not going to be out at Rockwood for 8 to 10 hours doing a 50K, because I just don't have the mental willingness to do it. It's not, probably I could once I got there and got out in the woods, whatever. It wouldn't be any faster than last year for sure. But the wanting to do it would not be there. I would be like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I'm struggling to want to do 25K right now, if I'm being honest. If it was going to be 50, it would be a real problem right now.
I had a real bug to do the 50 for a while, and that's just been removed from me. I don't know what it is. It's just gone. I'm just like, I don't have that in me whatsoever right now. And which is fine.
That experience in Poland when we ran 5 and then just ate hot dogs.
It was so great. It was so great. And anyway, but it is a little bit of a grind, and so we're trying to keep our best. And the plan is working great. Like I'm not too worried about it, but we are drawing closer to the end of it.
May.
It is May, and that'll be part of it. It's always the first one, and it always feels like it's a bit of a rocky show when we're getting that early into training. But I mean, Hanwell Hammering already had their first race, so shout out. Tim McDonough won the big 50K loop, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
And Adam Fernall won the 25K, and so awesome for them. Like, great job, you guys, and I think it'll be a good strong showing from them throughout the season. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll have to keep plugging away, Jeff. That's what we got to do, buddy.
Yep.
Keep plugging away.
Keep plugging
But
away.
do you know who doesn't have to worry about 25K is our guests that we have today. 25K is no problem for them because they just got done running the Boston Marathon and running it really quick. And so we have some good friends of the show. Thomas Van Steeg is coming on, and Colin Swift. He's been on the show a couple times, our shoe guy, and it's always great to have a conversation with them. You may know Colin from the Shaky Legs podcast that he runs, as well as several of his video stuff that he's done. He does some great work too, as well as his like role with like guiding people through the Fundy footpath. He seems to be like the guru taking people through there, right? Like, yeah, man, like he seems to be the guy. So he's got lots.
Someday we'll get him to take us through the footpath on a 1-day run.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't gone through the Fundy footpath yet. So, do you know what? It won't be today. That's for sure. It won't be today. But yeah, so he's got lots of trail experience. But we're talking about road, which feels a little bit like wearing your socks in the shower. If I'm honest, like we're a Chasing Trails podcast, like it's a trail podcast, and we're going to talk about road racing. But I think if there's people to bend the rules for, it would be these two guys. Like we'll bend the rules for these two guys, even though we're going to talk about a dirty word like road racing.
Well, deep down inside, all runners know what Boston is, and have a small portion of their soul would like to go and experience it someday. I think maybe.
Yeah. And to be honest, like my roots started in road racing, and then I saw the light. I was converted, but a lot of us have some road running that we do every once in a while. We dabble with that kind of stuff. But anyways, it's great to have a conversation with them, and just to hear their experience is pretty cool. And so we can't recommend that enough. So we'll throw it to our conversation with them. All right, everyone. We are thrilled to welcome into the Chasing Trails studios two good friends of trail running, but we're going to talk about road running today. We'll make some space just for them because we love them so much. Colin Swift and Thomas Van Steeg. Am I saying that right, Thomas? Van Steeg?
Yes.
I got it right?
Yeah.
Awesome. It's great to have you guys on. Thanks for coming on, buddies.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And I'd like to apologize to all the trail runners that we're going to talk a little bit of road right away. But
yeah, that's right.
I think people who do know me know that I run primarily on the trail. So just wanted to.
Yeah, and we've seen Thomas at trail runs too, right? So
yeah,
we know that deep down you're trail runners who dabble in the road. That's what we'll go.
Trails definitely more fun for sure.
100%. And I've been influencing some trail runners to try some road stuff, but it's a little harder to convince people to hop on. It's easier to convince road runners to go to trail. And once they get to trail, it's like they don't usually go back. But to get trail people over to the road, it seems to be a little more difficult.
Yeah. Well, it feels like crossing streams in Ghostbusters, right? Like if those two streams touch, you're going to be in big trouble. So maybe it's just to keep the same things going the same way. But
although I love that, like how Jeff Queen, the Rockwood Road Warriors guy, they worked out a thing so some of the trail guys can go work out with Jeff once in a while, so that the runs aren't on the same night anymore. So I'm like, okay, the world's coming together. We're making peace with each other.
That's right. We can coexist. It's like that.
Exactly.
It's like that unity bumper sticker with all the world religions.
Coexist.
And like spelling it. Coexist. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, man. Well, it's great to have you guys. And we do appreciate you taking the time to talk about this because we're all watching Boston. Like, I mean, it was a crazy, crazy race. I mean, the guy who won it, just an amazing time. I'm sure you guys were right behind him when it came to that finish, but it's just it's a really cool race, and so we'd love to hear some of your story. Why did you start from the beginning? Like how long have you guys been thinking about Boston? Has it always been on the back burner, or is it something that just kind of popped into your lap?
So I've been kind of running for 4 or 5 years, and I lived out by Poli, so I was just running the trails, and I would just go run up Poli, and so I just started running, and then I kind of met Colin, and he kind of convinced me to start doing some races, and then I don't know how, but last year we both were like, "You've been running the Fredericton Marathon," and he convinced me to somehow run the Fredericton Marathon, and we both just set this goal last year of running sub 250. And we were like, if we do that, we'll get into Boston. And if we get into Boston, I feel like, I don't know, I didn't think it was ever possible or ever kind of like a possibility in my life to be able to run Boston. But I was like, let's make it this goal and see if we can do it. And so we trained pretty hard last winter, and we both got in. And then it was like, I guess we got to do it. So that's kind of like,
That's right.
I guess that's kind of how it happened for me. I was like, yeah, like I never even thought I was going to be able to get in. And with the time barriers now, like it keeps going down. Like it used to be just sub 3 hours for my age group. And then now it's sub 255. But even to get in this year, you had to run a sub 250 23, I think. So I was in by like 30 some seconds, but you never know if you're going to actually get in. So then when I know for myself, when I got in, I was like, okay, I got to do it. Like I've got to go for it.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Colin?
Yes, yeah, same. It's like me and Tom kind of met through. I think you might have like reached out looking for someone to run with because he was kind of just running around having fun. But I was running with him and realizing that even though he hadn't been much of a runner, how good he actually was.
Yeah.
So we could really start like training, doing some workouts together and stuff. And so we kind of helped improve, make each other a little bit faster. So that's when we decided to like, all right, maybe we'll try to go for a Boston qualifying time last year at Freddie. So yeah, it worked out pretty good. And yeah, we actually went. And it's kind of unbelievable when you get there because you start to pay attention a little bit more to the road scene when you know that you're going to go. And when you finally get there and see all the famous kind of locations and parts of the course, it's pretty surreal.
Imagine. We're going to get into some of that in a minute, but I want to just give you a second. So we all know you two from the Shaky Legs Club and the Shaky Legs podcast, right? Yeah. So was Boston like the birth of Shaky Legs, or is that something that had happened before? Like, what's the genesis of Shaky Legs?
I think maybe it kind of is.
That's how the pod started for sure.
The pod, and because we wanted to interview Sasha about her Boston Marathon experience. But we also started training, all three of us started training together because of Sasha's Boston and our trying to go for the 250 to get the Boston qualifying time. So I just came up with the name. And it was just the three of us at the beginning. And now we kind of have all the local kind of runners that are into it in town, basically, we invite everyone to come out to our little workouts that we have. So once in a while we'll have a bit different group. But I think, it was the birth of Shaky Legs, the Boston Marathon training. Yeah, I didn't really realize that. Yeah.
I was just trying to connect the timelines together because I'm pretty sure it was all leading up to the same thing. But okay, did you guys get coaches for your training for Boston? Did you guys get a coach?
Neither of us have ever had coaches, but we got Donna Mater, who's a coach up in Fredericton, who
Stride.
Yeah, she does like the Stride running group up there, and she was fantastic. She set up like a plan that was great, but it all went to hell because I refused to train in the cold, and Tom got hurt. And she was super responsive, like, and being like flexible to what we needed, and it was really, really helpful.
Yeah, she was great. I'd be messaging her like when I started to kind of feel my injury come on, and she'd be sending me like stretches and strength training and different stuff to do and all this stuff, and try this, try that, and go see this person. Or so no, she was awesome. Yeah. And I feel, and like I put in a good 8 weeks of the training block. Like I did everything for the first 8 weeks, so about half the training block. And like I was finding, like, I wish I could have just run the marathon then, because I think I was in the best shape of my life. Like when I was doing the marathon pace workouts, like I was just wanted to go faster. So everything was going good, and it was a great plan.
She also qualified and ran Boston.
Oh, sweet.
So she was there too. Yeah. And another girl from Fredericton, Amanda, who she trains with. So they ran the whole race together, which was kind of cool.
Yeah. Do you guys think you would have had as much success if you had done it on your own, or do you think a coach really pushed you over the edge to be able to do as well as you did without the training? As much as you missed, as much as you missed.
I
Would you
feel
say it
like
made a difference?
yeah, like the best thing about having the coach was to me was like bouncing ideas off of her of like what I should do. Where before, like you would just have to someone who's kind of a little bit inexperienced like us, you just kind of have to guess or like find something online and not sure if it's the right thing to do. But someone
Yeah.
with her experience, it was really good to bounce the ideas off of. So like even though my time wasn't good, I think having her here was super beneficial for.
Yeah, I think I've
For
learned. I
Austin.
think I've learned a lot for like future builds, for future workouts, for future stuff to do. So yeah, even though we kind of neither of us hit what we wanted to and did what we want, I think we both learned a lot from her.
Yeah, and it wasn't her plan. It was what happened to us. It was me not wanting to run in the cold and Tom getting hurt. Otherwise, I think we probably would have been close to running like sub 250, like our original goal was. But did you guys have a coach, right? Or no?
Yeah. So Adam Tremblay is coaching us right now.
Oh yeah. Adam would be
and
great.
getting us ready. And it's been like a game changer. Because I feel like it takes a lot of the stress of thinking about like the plan. Like you just trust that the person who's made the plan knows what they're doing and you just do it. That's what I need anyway.
Last year when we were training by ourselves, we would our secret move was to steal Jeff Queen's workouts that he would do with his group. And we would just do them the day after.
Yeah, right. Nice.
But yeah, having someone like you said, like Adam, to give you
don't
direction.
have to think as much.
Yeah.
I mean, that seriously is it, Jeff? Is that what you think? Like, I mean, I just set it and forget it. Like I just kind of do it now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's having someone to talk to when you're feeling like you don't want to run or you're just not feeling it is helpful too. But yeah, having something just hang on the fridge, you can trust. Like, I mean, if you could just go, you and I bought in a couple trail training things and they were fine. Like, I'm not gonna talk poorly about them, but they just weren't tailored to us at all. And so you couldn't give feedback on when I want to work out, what day I want to have my rest day. What do I do if my 2 kids are sick and I missed my run? Do I go try to make that up or what do I do? Right. So having someone to talk to, I think is part of the thing. And sometimes for me, I just need someone to slap me and be like, you're being stupid. Like, just go do your run. Like you're not that tired. You're not that sick. You have a sore throat. Like, who cares? Go do your run. Do the best you can and then go from there. And so Adam's definitely good at that part for sure.
That's one of the things I liked about having the coach. Like if you're thinking about getting a coach, it's not like I always thought it was going to be super structured that I would have to follow it to a T, but having the coach makes it so it's way more flexible. So like if you don't feel like running one day that's on the schedule, you tell them that and they'll adjust the training plan for you. So it's really beneficial that way. It's not as structured as you might think. I mean, and you can follow it to a T if you want, but there's days where I just didn't feel like running and you can just ask them to switch things up for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's really great. All right. So can you kind of just walk us through the couple of days leading up to the marathon, right? So both of you have had like some serious problems with your training, right? You're getting ready to go to Boston.
One was
self-induced, the other was not.
Yes, let's just clarify that. Colin was just a
right?
windfall. Colin was a windfall winner. Let's just call it as it is.
Hey, listen.
I would be like mad at him. I'd be like, he would just not be running. He'd be like, I'd watch his video because I wasn't in a lot of the videos he was making this year, and I'd go and watch it and he'd be like,
well, everything sucks when you're hurt.
He would just be looking outside and be like, it's cold out there. I don't know if I'm gonna run today. And he'd just be pondering his life, and I'd just be I'd be watching and be like, go freaking run, man. At least you can run. I'm sitting here wanting to run, doing all these stupid exercises I don't want to do, Like, go run. Stop just looking out the window. And then the next thing, his video would cut, and he'd just be sitting there being like, I didn't make it outside.
If once he turns 40, he'll understand the struggle of trying to get outside minus 20.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, this year I did more treadmill running than I've ever done in my entire life because it was just like, I'm on Team Colin on this one. Like, it was just so crappy out. I'm just like, and it's like at my age, one slip on the ice and it's like game over for months and months and months. And so I'm just like, I need to make it a little bit safer. So I get it, but it did impact your training though, Colin, right? Like you missed a good chunk of time, right?
Yeah. You get what you put in for sure. And in the back of my head, I was just like, maybe I can actually push through. And I'm sure I could have pushed a little bit more, but yeah, there's no chance that I was going to run like a fast marathon. But the days.
Yeah. Well, we got down.
How did you feel?
We got down to Boston on the Friday, both of us. Friday nights, got to our Airbnb, and even that night. So the race is on a Monday. Monday's a holiday there in Boston, Patriots Day. I think it's from what some guy was telling us before the race, it's just a holiday in Boston. I'm pretty sure, at least that area. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, we're both sitting there, and I remember us both just being like, what is our goal for Monday? Like, have we figured out what we actually want to run on Monday? And neither of us really even knew, and probably till like the night before, like I was still pondering. I didn't know how my injury was really feeling. Like, it was kind of progressing, but I knew the fitness wasn't there. So I didn't want it to flare up and then be off for this whole summer, because I like running in the summer is the best thing ever around here. So I didn't want to push too much to flare up the injury even more. But yeah,
we saw this guy that, you guys watch Life in Stride, their podcast or their YouTube channel by any chance?
No, I gotta check it out.
They're road guys, so probably not, but it's really good stuff. And we saw him, one of the guys in a lineup that we were waiting for to get into one of the pop-ups for Bandit. So I was like, hey, Life in Stride guy. And he came over and he was friendly and he asked me what my goal was and I was just like, I don't know. I think between like 255 and 315, like it's just this huge gap of like, I don't really know. Anything in between that, I'll be kind of happy with. So leading up to it, I wasn't quite sure how it was going to go.
Right.
Yeah, it was kind of the same, though. Like, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead, Thomas.
I was going to say same exact boat. Like, I kind of was like 255 to 330, like somewhere in there. I just want to finish, honestly. Like, I was like, we're all the way here. I want to make it through the marathon. I want to have fun, and we'll just like, I'll go out decently fast and see what happens. And
I did hear from quite a few like former Boston marathon runners that it's good to try to enjoy it your first year instead of just pounding through the course. Try to take it in and kind of see the sights and things. So the fact that I slowed down, it kind of sucks. My time was slower than I wanted, but at the same time, I really was conscious about trying to take it all in during the race. So it worked out well for me. I liked it.
Right. I mean, I've never been to the Boston Marathon. Can you just describe what's the vibe like in the city during the time? Like, what's it like? Can you describe it for us?
It's buzzing.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's like,
it's crazy.
As soon as you get to the city, you can feel like, even outside of the city, because we were had an Airbnb like close to Harvard, a little bit ways out from downtown Boston, and there's runners everywhere, which is I love that. The same as Fredericton Marathon weekend. You like, all the runners are out and about. You're like, ooh, you're kind of getting the vibe and the excitement going. And it's like that, but just like times 100 basically, because the city's huge and it's 30,000 runners that run Boston. So it's everywhere. And it's just like extremely exciting when you get there.
Yeah, the vibes were crazy. The vibes were high, like, and everything just flows. Like, you think 30,000 people running this marathon, the city's crazy. Like, you would think that stuff would be like take forever, but you walk in and you get your bib, and then you go to get the expo, and you think there's a massive line to buy the stuff, and it takes 2 minutes, and everything just flowed. You've never had to wait really for anything. it just was, everything was perfect, like just amazing.
They got it down to like a science. It's just a well-oiled machine the whole weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So take us through your races. Let's go. Colin, you go first, and then we'll hear Thomas. So like take us through your race experience. What were some of the highs and lows for you? Like, what are you going to take away from it? And just kind of walk us through that whole thing.
Yeah. The start of the race is cool because I don't know if they do this every year, but you get the American national anthem, which is, they have an amazing singer. So you hear that, and that was cool. And right at the end, they flew over like this big, I don't know what it was, a bomber jet, like they do in the Super Bowl almost.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Fly
like,
over.
There's this big thing, and then
Right over, yeah.
then the gun goes off, and I was a little bit ways back. Like there's a few different corrals in the first wave. We were in the first wave, luckily, so we didn't have to wait too long. But I was in the 6th or 7th corral. You were in the 4th, 5th. So Tom's watch was like 10:02. He crossed the start line. Like the gun goes off at 10. So he had to wait 2 minutes. I had to wait 4 minutes. And then it's like a big downhill. So you're flying, man, because your adrenaline's pumping. You got a little bit of a downhill. Everyone's hyped. So you're going probably too quick. But I was feeling pretty good. So, and that's like the first like 7K is like a slow descent. So you don't really have to put much effort in to go at a really fast pace. And literally everyone I talked to was just like, don't go like too fast at the start. But I was going way too fast. And then like it flattens out a bit. And the whole time you're going down, you're like, there's people everywhere. And like at some different races I've been at, you kind of got to weave through like trying to find your spot like at a certain pace. But because you're in a corral with people that ran the same qualifying time as you, you're kind of going at the exact same speed because you guys are all kind of run the same kind of pace. So even though it's packed tight, everyone's moving really fast at the exact same time. You don't have to weave around barely anyone. So that was kind of cool because you're so packed and you can see down, right? So you see how the gigantic crowd in front of you, which was really neat.
Really cool.
And then it kind of flattens out and you go for a bit and you start hitting like what Boston is known for. It's just kind of like up and down, up and down. And like 12K in, I was just like, I'm not going to hold this like 3:59 sub 3 hour pace or I'm going to die. So, and also I had new sneakers on. So I had to stop a couple times and relace my sneakers to see because my feet were killing me. And so I had, and I relaced, but it didn't really help. I had like sore feet all day. It was a bad sneaker choice. But once I kind of mentally decided not to go like a bat out of hell anymore, I was just like, I'm going to have fun, take all the course in. And it was just super fun from then on. Even though my feet were a little sore, like it was still just a great day.
What did you go with for a sneaker?
I had the Adidas Adios Pro 4s. So like Adidas super shoe. And everyone loves those. You saw them everywhere on course, but for whatever reason, they just weren't working for me. I probably didn't break them in good enough. I wore them maybe twice before the race. And what else came along? The first thing like I think of is like the Wellesley Scream Tunnel. This is like a famous part of the course where you run by this all girls college. You can hear them from a mile away. And they're lined up and they rotate through like every hour. There's a new batch of college girls that come through and scream. And they hold signs like trying to get you to come over and kiss them and stuff. There's videos of like these runners going to kiss them. And Tom's,
I saw some of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Tom's father-in-law came up for the trip and they were bugging me because they know I'm single. And they're just like, oh, you got to go kiss some of the girls. I'm just like, I'm 40 years old, right? Like I can't be running over to kiss college girls. But so I didn't do that. And he also said like, just be careful, don't get a cold sore. So that made me even want to stay away from it even more.
Right.
But that was one of the coolest parts. It's like, it's so loud. It's like, it's almost deafening. And the girls are only one side, and then there's like live music on the way through.
And there's a video of, what's his name? The U.S. marathon runner, one of your favorite guys.
Oh yeah, Clayton Young. He ran a 2:05. He's one of the best American marathoners, and those guys are locked in right when they're running. but Clayton got like so inspired when the girls are screaming. He left the pack, went over some people might have seen the video, and started high-fiving all the kids on the sideline. So I was like, that just makes Clayton just that much cooler of a guy. Yeah. And
Right.
and then
cool.
like you kind of just cruise through all these cool locations. The entire race, it's just packed on both sides. So people are screaming. We had our Shaky Legs merch on, so people were screaming Shaky Legs at us the whole time. It was super fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I loved that. It felt like they knew us. Yeah. And lots of funny signs and things. And then you kind of come up onto the Newton Hills, like 30K in, right? 28K in, you start hitting these famous Newton Hills. So there's 4 of them. So there's like 1, 2, 3 small ones, and then you hit Heartbreak Hill, which is like the famous kind of big climb at the end of the marathon before you kind of head down to the finish line. And it's pure, like, you think you see carnage at trail races, like 100K, 100-mile trail. You ain't seen nothing like Heartbreak Hill
Really?
carnage, man. Yeah, like the people throwing up, the people cramping up, everyone's walking. Like there was a girl bent over onto the side. I was coming up on her. I was like, oh man, I got to see, because people, you kind of stop and help people if they're really struggling. And I went over to kind of see. And as soon as I like turned around to see her, she was doing this. Oh, she was trying to make herself throw up. So I'm like, I'm just going to leave this lady alone. Yeah. But yeah, there's just crazy amounts of carnage going on.
Like the whole last 5K is just people cramping, people throwing up, people walking, people trying to stretch on the side. Like it's pretty, it was pretty crazy.
It's
see.
wild. But
That's
but then
awesome.
you hit.
I didn't even know marathons got that way.
Oh, I didn't either. I've never seen anything like it. It was cool. And then once you get over Heartbreak, you're like, all right, like if you got a little bit of legs left, you know that you're gonna finish decent. So, except there was one more hill. You think it's like we didn't really know there was one more little hill, which is a bugger. But once you get to what's the right?
All the trail listeners are like, it's just hills.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you guys?
Honestly, it was only
There's only
200 meters.
270 meters of elevation. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
It's different in that road race, okay? It's different.
Yeah,
yes, we go around the bluff 10K. We're getting that much elevation. I understand it, but
yeah, and I've ran through like 80K mountains in Quebec, and my quads were not as torn up as running Boston. It was kind of odd that way, but I think it's just like you're pounding pavement long, and you're
so fast,
and there's so many downhills too. But then you take you finally get to like you're coming up onto Boylston Street, where you take a left onto Boylston, which is like the famous finish line area, and there's crowds on both sides. There's stands, so it just goes crazy, the amount of noise, and you feel like a burst of energy. Like I could have easily just sprinted the entire way, even after the marathon, just because you just get so hyped and you see the finish line. But it's quite a ways. It's probably like a kilometer.
No, like 500 meters, 400 meters.
Yeah.
500 meters.
And so you just book it down there, and it was just, it was fantastic.
And then there's more. You just look, if you try to just focus on the finish line, because if you look left or right, there's people throwing up even more.
Yeah.
Well, and you saw probably some famous videos of people getting carried to the finish line. Like there was a lot of like, there was one or two that went viral, but like there was so many people being carried to the finish line. Like people are great. Like they help out. People are helping out after, like
sacrificing their own times to help people across the line. It's pretty cool.
I should have done that. My 17 seconds when it looked so bad. I should have tried to find somebody that I could have.
That's right. Yeah,
then my 17s. For those that don't know my finish time, I was 3 hours and 17 seconds, and that was just all me. I should have helped somebody to the finish line, but I didn't. So just myself being too slow.
Good excuse.
Yeah.
That's what about you? Well, Tom, walk us through your race. Walk us through what it was like.
Yeah, so I mean, very in a way similar to Colin's. With my injury, I wasn't sure what it was going to kind of be like. So I kind of went out at a 4-minute per kilometer pace, and I was able to hold that for about 23 to 24K. Felt great.
Wow.
And then just kind of all of a sudden, I have a hip issue. So basically, I have a hip impingement. And so my left hip is more oval than circular, and there's some bone spurs kind of around it, and basically it could flare up any part of my leg. If
He makes
wants
fun
to.
of me for being old and listen to this hip stuff.
Yeah, that's an old man's problem right there. For sure.
Yeah, it is. And it started to flare up. So I kind of dialed it back a bit. So I went from like a 4 minute per kilometer to more like 4:20, 4:35, somewhere in that range. Just hoping to hold on to sub 3, and I wasn't able to. I was pretty close, like I just said, but I was just having the time of my life, honestly. Like I never honestly felt too tired during the race. My feet were actually killing me too. I think part of my training, I wasn't able to test my shoes out that well. And so my feet were killing me. Like Colin still has some toes that he can't feel that are numb. Like mine just kind of got feeling back. Like it was insane pain. So that didn't help either. But I was just like the way I kind of describe it to people is I was in probably some of the most pain I've ever been in my whole life for about 35, 40K of that race between my feet and my injury. And I was smiling the whole time. Like, you're just,
it's hard not to.
Well.
Between seeing like my family came down, and between seeing my family they were able to see us 3 times. So they followed this guide and saw us at kilometer 5, kilometer 16, and then the end.
Right at the finish.
And I was able to see them every time. They were cheering. They had some nice signs too, making fun of our bleached hair. We both have some bleached hair. And
that's nice, yeah.
But it was like seeing them, and then just also the crowds, like Colin said, people yelling shaky legs, going shaky legs, and you would make eye contact with them, and then they'd get fired up even more. Like, just like there was bands playing, DJs playing, like just stuff. Like people are handing out so much stuff. Like there's the water stations and the aid stations, but then there's other people handing out waters, bananas, salt sticks. Like there's just people handing and people whatever. Like it was just crazy. Like the environment was just, I can't even describe it. Like even before the race, we were both saying, "Oh, this was a lot. Like I don't know if we'd come back here. Like this has been fun, but like." I don't know. I don't think this is maybe a once in a lifetime experience kind of thing. And it might still be, but now like I'm just itching to go back. Like it was so much fun.
You hear about people doing like trying to go back to Boston like 10 times, and I totally get it. Like it's just so.
Yeah, this guy
cool
we were sitting with before the race was from Philly.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and he was just telling us, he's like, yeah, it's a vacation for us. Like either my wife or I run it every single year. And my daughter loves coming down here, and we just have a great time. It's our vacation. And he's like, maybe we'll go on a real vacation someday, but we just love it. And I was like, yeah, why don't you go on a real vacation? But then after, I'm like, okay, yeah. Like, and even Beth and the kids, like they loved it. Like it was just like people have been asking Ezra, how was Boston? And Ezra's like, oh man, like it was so, like Ezra's like, it was so much fun. Like, yeah, Boston. Like, oh, we go back to Boston, Dada. Like, let's go back to Boston. Like, he just had such a fun time. Like, and yeah, it's a family kind of experience too. Like,
yeah, it definitely can be.
It
felt like a big family thing.
Yeah, people,
they're so everyone's so supportive. You know, trail running's like that too, especially in New Brunswick. But having that many people feel like a giant family happening and supportive everywhere, it was really cool.
Yeah. Boston loves their sports, that's for sure. I don't love any other sports teams, but Boston loves their sports, that's for sure.
No. That's right. Yeah. No doubt about that.
Also,
what was it like crossing the finish line after you got done? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead, Colin.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I finished I'm 20 minutes before you probably with our time difference and whatnot. Start time difference too. And so it was crazy. They kind of just make you walk. Apparently it's not as bad of a lot of the other world majors. Like Boston has it pretty down to a science. Like we said, like they walk you, then they give you your cape, like your warming thing, whatever.
Yeah. You grab your medal.
Then they give you your medal. Then they give you your food bag or whatever.
There's just like different tables.
You just
the whole
keep
way.
going, and they try not to let you stop. Like I was able to stop and stretch a bit on the side, but they try to keep everybody moving. And there's so many volunteers, and then they have people in stands like saying, "Good job, where are you from?" And then like just cheering you on, even past that. And
you finally get to talk to some people because everyone's calmed down and everyone's kind of out of it, obviously.
Yeah,
but
and there's like a bunch of photo booth stations you could go to, and it's pretty crazy. And anyways, I finished, and we had like made a meetup spot for our family and for Colin. Like once we were done, because we didn't have our phones or anything, and so I'm just on the side and I borrowed someone's phone to see if Colin had finished. So I was like, hey, can I see if my friend finished? And Colin had just passed the 42-kilometer mark. So there's 42.2 kilometers in a marathon. And so I was like, oh, he's about to be finishing. And I was right by the finish line. So I was just trying to find him. And then we kind of
that's
saw him out of the giant crowd. It was cool.
And then we just met up and chatted.
Yeah. And then the body started hurting really bad after that.
Yeah, I struggled the night after. I struggled a lot. I did not sleep much the night after the marathon. I was very sick. But.
Yeah, I was going to say that the top male New Brunswick guy, Joey Tardif, he ran a 2:48. You guys might know him because he was podium at Rockwood last year. So he's a trail runner.
Oh
too.
Yeah, no way. Yeah. Awesome. Not surprised then. Not surprised. He's like Heartbreak Hill, no big deal. He's ready
exactly.
He was ready to hit it.
Yeah, I do think the cross training is where it's at, really. I do think like doing the like Jeff Queen's workouts, like some speed workouts with trail running. I really do think trail running makes you faster. Like all the hills.
Yeah.
Just and the fast downs too. If you can try to do the downs fast, I think that if you can do both of them, it's really, and you're using different muscles too, right? I think it's great. Really
beneficial for road running to run some trail.
Yeah. One of the big complaints I always have about road running is how monotonous it feels. But but the way you're describing it, like with all the things on the sides, that would have gotten rid of that right away. Like you would just be totally engaged the whole time, I imagine.
You didn't have to think. You just ran. Like I look back at the Strava map and like, you think 42K and like the bus ride there is like an hour. Like you bus from downtown to the start line, it's an hour, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to run this. But like seriously, at no point was I really thinking about like how long you had to run. You were just enjoying every moment. And maybe like those few thoughts you had of like, holy crap, I still have to do whatever 23 kilometers.
They don't last.
They don't last long because then someone's saying, come on, shake your legs, or then you're seeing a hilarious sign, or then you're seeing like your family, or then you're getting to the Scream Tunnel, or then you're getting to this. Like there's just always something to kind of look forward to. Like then you see the sit-go sign, which means you're like 1.5K away. Like stuff just keeps coming, and you never had to really think. And if you did think, it was so
fleeting.
Yeah. That sounds cool. That sounds pretty magical even, like just being able to see all that stuff and be a part of the things that you hear so much about, like to be able to participate in that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Jeffy, you got any questions to throw out there?
Not the important ones, but you kind of already answered it. But I'm mostly curious if the experience was so good that, despite injury and despite the cold weather, like, are we doing this again? Is it enough to motivate you to run next winter? I guess is the
yes, that's a good question.
I'm just trying to decide right now if I'm going to sign up for Fredericton because I want to try to get another BQ, but Fredericton's next weekend.
Coming right up.
I don't think Tom's going to do it this year, but it was so cool that I would love to go do it again. I assumed this was going to be like a one and done thing, like have the experience and then that's it. But I definitely want to go back and kind of, I would like to run faster, but also like have that experience again would just be.
We all don't get a 3 hour and 5 minute qualifying time to get in. Some of us have to run a bit faster than that to get in. So some of us aren't in that 40-year-old category yet. So I could go.
Is this your first year to have a 3:05 qualifying time, Colin? Because he just turned 40?
Year. I thought last year.
Last year was.
I didn't realize. I thought last year was 3 for me. But even though I was 39 because I turned 40 that year, that I'm already in the 40 to 45.
You're already there.
Yeah.
Okay. So hey, listen, a 3:05 in Fredericton next week is no problem, buddy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's. I don't think you can do it. I tried to when we were sitting here and before, and I said, just sign up then if you think you can do it. Like, why are you not signing up then? If you think you can just do it then. He still hasn't signed up, so I don't know. Yeah,
my legs are still a little heavy. I'm just if I'm good by the end of the weekend, I'll sign up.
He won't do it. We'll see. But yeah, no, I agree. I'm probably going to take a little bit off from marathoning. So like for me, it's probably not definitely not next year. Probably not the year after that. When you turn 34, you get 5 more minutes. So maybe when I turn 34, not that I don't think I can run a 2:45 or something to get in. I do think I could do that. I think my body needs a break from the marathoning for a bit. Just focus on some shorter stuff.
Couple trail runs.
Yeah, a couple trail runs.
Races?
Yeah, herring run. Bootstrap
nice.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Have you guys done the herring run yet?
No, it's the one race we haven't done. And even Brian came up and told us, he's like, hey, just come. Like, we'll get you in there. And it never seems to work out. I don't know why we don't do it.
Oh, you should try to do it this year.
I don't even know when it is. I don't even know when is it?
July 19th? The Saturday right around then, July 19th.
It's good to bring the kids too. It's kind of fun.
Oh, the best food ever. The best food ever. Amazing.
Oh yeah, it would be so sick if you guys came. You guys should definitely do it.
You run and then eat this beautiful feast.
And I know you guys have finally you've had like a shift in mentality, right? Because I listened to the pod.
Yeah.
To where like you don't have to run the 50Ks or like the 24-hour loony loops. You can go out, run the shorter distance, have a great time. There's 2 different distances at the herring run. You can run the 11K or the 20K or 21K or whatever it is, 22K. Yeah. So yeah, you can just do one loop and then hang out.
Yeah. I mean, you got us at food. Good food is always a good way to lure us.
It's all like it's all like the best sausages ever, like organic, amazing. I just literally, like a bunch of the Shaky Legs people are going, and I was like,
yeah, I try to convince everyone to go.
Literally, I'm going for the food, honestly. Like, I'm just gonna I'm gonna go run a fun little lap on this beautiful coast, and then eat a lot of food.
Yeah, well, that sounds like the chasing trails kind of way. So
that
sounds like what we do.
2 years ago, the first time I did it, I decided to do the 20K instead of the shorter distance, the 22K. And I tried to, for some reason, I had it in my mind that I was going to try to beat Evan Arsenault. And I was young and dumb then. And so I gave it everything I had to try to keep up with this guy. And I did for about 2/3 of the race. And then oh man, it was the worst I've ever felt. Even worse at Boston. I felt so bad after that race.
That was great. That was the one where I was, Tom asked me what I was going to try to do in the race. And I said, I'm going to hold back and hope that you and Evan like blow up. And he did blow up.
Yeah.
And I saw him. There's a great part of the race where you run on the ocean floor. The tide's out. And I saw Tom, and I was like, "There he is! He blew up." I knew it was going to happen. But you saw me, right? And like took off.
I'm like, there's one part of the race. You literally are using this rope to climb up a rock wall off the ocean floor. And I look back, and Colin's coming down the other side onto the ocean floor. And I'm like, I had like 1.5K maybe left, and I'm like, oh my goodness, he's going to catch me. So I just started giving it like crazy. I made it to the finish line, but I was not good. I was nowhere to be found.
Tom's whole family was there. I crossed the finish line, and I was like, where's Tom? And he's like, oh, he's like laying on the ground over there somewhere.
It was bad.
Yeah, that was really fun. But yeah, you guys should think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you guys signed up for this year? Are you signed up for a bunch of St. John stuff?
Oh, we still sign up for everything, just not as long. So
yeah, that's right. We do all of them except for the herring run. Yeah. We've got Rompin. We're doing the 26K at Rompin. Then we're doing, we'll still do Bootstrap. We'll do all the regular ones that are around here, the East Coast, and all that sort of stuff. The new one that we signed up for is Frankie's vertical backyard.
Oh, the one Jody's put it on?
Yeah. So we signed up for that one. So that's going to be
that last
monster.
week. So
that's fresh. That one's new. It's in Mabou, Cape Breton,
where they have capes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Capes this year.
Yeah, awesome. That's going to be such a great race, man. I think it'll be a fun one to do.
Yeah,
hopefully everything works out with the weather and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I was curious if you're doing any Nova Scotia races, so you got one in there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it'll be a great one. Do you know what is a fun one to do? Is the Crystal Crescent Beach that All Out Trail does? Like that's a great little run. Like it's just a great spot. Really scenic, and it's right on the beach, and there's a big party after. It's really fun. So if you do a Nova Scotia one, that's a good one too.
Where, right in the city or outside?
Yeah, it's right outside of Halifax. Like maybe
Oh, no way.
what was it, Jeff? Like maybe 20 minutes outside of Halifax.
Yeah, it's not far. It's the Seaside Scramble is what they call it. Is the
Oh,
race
yeah.
I'm looking for. It's on Crescent Beach or whatever it's called. But it's the Seaside Scramble. Yeah, and it's just a 10K, but you run through like wooded trails and then up onto like this highland section out on the coast. So it's like all green grass up on the rocks. So it's really neat.
Yeah.
It's a neat spot.
Big boulders, like
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
boulders on the beach that you're jumping from boulder to boulder to boulder.
Nova Scotia guys run out there before.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The way
it's
you guys
awesome.
are explaining it, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
it's a
I'm-
nice race.
beautiful.
Sure.
I did the all out race, the Callus Crow one time, and that was really fun too. That's a great race.
Yeah. A lot of those Nova Scotia, all those running groups put on great races. It's
Yeah.
just trying to get to them all. Like there's no
Yeah,
way you can get to them.
There's so many now, eh? It's crazy.
Right.
I know. Yeah,
You could
it's
run.
really
You could roll a
grown.
trail race almost every weekend this summer if you wanted to. Like I'm
guys-
sure you could between PEI, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick.
Right.
You could probably find one. I'm really looking forward to Poli. I'm gonna do the 5K again, and then I'm just gonna sit there and drink beer and eat sausage.
And watch people go up the chute.
Right?
That's the plan.
Just watch people go up the chute and go get 4 loaves of sourdough bread and go home. That's what I did last year.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it was
That's
sold
the-
out when
I'm
tried to
literally
go.
from Sussex, and that's the only time I can ever get her bread is that weekend. Is at
Yeah.
the Polytechnic Pursuit. Like literally, we try to get it other times, we can't. That's the only we can get it.
Bring
It
like
was so good.
$250 and
Just-
drop it on
Yeah,
sourdough.
just burn it on sourdough.
So
Well,
good. The,
You didn't
the
get me
bacon
last year, so
jalapeno
slow down, it was
cheese.
because of
oh,
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you talk about how much he bought. I was like, it was all Jeff.
I left with 4 loaves. It was good.
Jeff, we should
So
start
good.
a scream tunnel at Poli as people are running up the sheet.
Up the chute.
And we'll have like little they can come kiss us on the side of the side
We'll
of the trail.
we'll
Like
get
we
all the
can do that.
Kingswood students. And
Yeah.
they're all married though, so they probably don't want to kiss
That's right.
anyone.
Yeah.
Right. They're married, and there's not that many of them right now, I hear.
Right.
Wow.
There's no attendance.
COVID put a damper on it.
Yeah. Yeah. We could dress in our bikinis and
There we go.
it'd be good to
There
go.
you go. That'd be
Yeah.
great. That would make them run faster. That's for
That
sure.
would go
yeah.
viral.
They would
I
run
can
much
tell you that much.
faster.
No doubt. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
Anyway.
So we're going for a 5 for 5 with the St. John Trail Series and try to get that extra bonus. Really, that's why we're not doing the
Yeah.
50 at Rockwood because did it last year, but I didn't get any points because I didn't finish in time. So screw that.
Oh,
Do the 25.
Are you? You guys are obviously doing loony loops, eh?
yeah. Yeah,
What,
we are doing the 24 hours for Looney Loops.
Okay,
Like,
I think I might finally sign up for that one too and try to go for as long as I can.
yeah, it's one of the best ones to set up for the longest distances. Like
Mhm.
it's
So
just
fun,
so
right?
much easier to get through it, and you don't have to prepare as much for like aid stations and stuff like that as you do with longer distances, like with
Yeah.
out and backs or whatever. So
And
this
just to
way,
hang out.
it's just perfectly set up for that. Yeah,
Mhm.
just the chance to hang out and the vibes
best
there are
race for that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's great. So looking forward to having you guys there. Hopefully we'll see you at some of these races. It should be great.
Oh yeah. I can't. The weather's getting a little warmer. I'm just getting hyped for everyone to get back together and do
That's
the
right.
races and train together. I'm pumped.
Yeah, man. It's going to happen. Well, guys, thanks so much for coming on. We really appreciate you taking the time. Jeff, that was our conversation with Colin and Tom. Love those two guys. They're fantastic. And even though we're talking about two of my unfavorite things, Boston, the city of Boston, and road running, I still really enjoyed that conversation just because of those guys and their excitement for that race. It sounded like a really cool experience.
Yeah, I mean, I always figured like I would never qualify for Boston ever in my life, and then hearing people talk about how cool it was to be there. I mean, I'm not super surprised, but I actually also didn't know that it was that kind of atmosphere. You know, I figured it was like your typical, marathon that you'd experience here. And not to crap on any of the marathons here, but they're pretty grassroots. Like the Fredericton Marathon as an example, like the place disperses pretty quick and you're running through the woods by yourself for a long period of time. You know, there's not a crowd watching other than at start and the finish, right? So yeah, it's that's neat that it's like that.
And I think that's really kind of what makes the marathon special is that there are these really unique things that they do, like the Scream Tunnel. Like that kind of idea blows my mind. Like just having all these, kids from school yelling and screaming at the tunnel. I think that would be cool to walk, like to run through, and just having some of those moments. And so if you were going to convince me to run a road race, I mean, that would be one that would definitely be on the list. Not that I would qualify to run in the Boston Marathon, but if if by some dream world I did make it, I think that would be a cool one to do.
Yeah, you do need to get out and run a road marathon at some point, Brandon. You've not yet.
I do. It is a gap in my resume.
It is a gap in my resume checklist at some point, and just do it.
It seems like a totally different beast than like an ultra or even some of the bigger runs, because I've run the distance before. Mm-hmm. I just have never actually done it all in one straight line or whatever. It's always been like in loops or something like that,
a looped course or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's different, for sure. I think you'd find you'd be able to do it, but it's
hard, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was pretty wrecked after mine, but I don't think that I'm the best I don't think I'm the best example of
marathon running. Peak marathon running.
Yeah, like I did all right, but I remember afterwards, like I felt the same way I did after any of the other long trail races that we did. Like laid on the couch, and Heidi would bring me the glasses of water. Yeah. And at one point she sat like a ham sandwich and a plate of chips just on my chest, and I just kind of laid there and picked at it because I didn't have the energy to like actually get up and get myself a sandwich. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities between like the 50K at Rockwood and a full marathon. They're different in a lot of ways, obviously, but it's I mean, I should do another road marathon at some point too, just because I haven't done one in forever. So we could do.
I mean, it's right in your backyard. I mean, the fastest one is right in your backyard.
Yeah, it wasn't that fast for me. Even I was in under the time cap by a couple hours, but or an hour and a half or something like that. So,
I mean, if we had someone there, like what is it? Is it Herm that stands there with the donuts? That he stands there on the course with the donuts, and you can grab a donut on the way. And if I had that kind of motivation, I'd be all over the marathon scene. Like I'd be like, "Hey, where's my donuts?" And just keep giving me one every. No doubt.
Imagine
all that
putting
sugar.
A shot of a Fireball into you halfway through the Boston Marathon.
Oh, jeez,
I would throw up.
If you treated like nutrition on a marathon like you would an ultra, like you don't see pickles, you don't see pierogies lined up at these marathon runs, because it's just a different kind of beast. But it has its own unique beauties, and I can recognize that. And even though it's not really my thing, I just certainly appreciate what those two guys did, like running like 3 hours. And 17 seconds for Tom. But, just running in that distance at that pace. When they were talking about the paces, like, were you just like 4 minutes or whatever? I was like, oh my goodness.
The most impressive,
and that's not the fastest.
When I sat there and the whole time, all I could think about was Colin basically like openly admitted that he stopped training halfway through because it was too cold. And, spent the winter not really training as he should for the Boston Marathon. And Tom had a hip problem with
right
bursitis or whatever they call it in his hip. And both of them ended up going to Boston and running, right around 3 hours, like Colin 3:17 or 3:19 or whatever it was. And Tom 3 hours and 17 seconds. And you think two guys who like didn't train that much during the winter this year and then ran Boston in, 3 hours basically, after deciding to like slow it down and take in the sights. And I was like, slow it down. You're running at a 3 hour marathon pace. It's not slowing it down. Dear Lord. So that part I found extremely impressive. Like I know they were kind of like not disappointed in their time because the experience was good, but you could tell just a little bit like I wish I was a little faster or whatever. But like, man, I'm still thoroughly impressed. So kudos to them.
Like it blows my mind that we're at a stage now where sub 3 hours is like the goal. And
Right.
I'm like, oh my goodness, that's
How did we get
crazy.
there? Yeah. All those crazy hybrid Nick Bear athletes that like, oh, you took longer than 3 hours to run a marathon? That's disappointing. No, it's not. It's very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to me. And so love to have those guys on the show. They're always a great
Absolutely.
conversation. And you should check out the Shaky Legs podcast. We'll
Yeah.
give them a shout out to them. We listen to it all the time. It's one of the regulars on my YouTube watch list, and just really appreciate just about that though. There's something that Colin does when he does the podcast where he takes like his camera and he runs down like a trail, and he's always got some great music playing like it's like the grooviest thing like you can go through. And I mean, like, you just feel like you're in it. Like, it is like one of my favorite things that he does is like, it just feels really good. Like feels like you're running through it yourself, and it's got good music on and stuff. And so I really appreciate his skills around that stuff. It's a lot different than our podcast. He's got some
talent is the difference.
That's right.
Brandon. He's got some videography skills. He's got a drone.
That's right.
He's got a GoPro.
Yeah, man.
I got a crappy Chromebook that barely works half the time. Anyway, so
hey, listen,
we can afford
you
some
put the
upgrades.
towel away. You put the towel away from behind the door. So like we're making an effort here. So we're making an effort.
Yeah, I've done good to respect my wife's wishes in that there's no towels or shirts or anything hanging within the podcast.
Hey, listen, we may not be able to run, a sub 3 hour marathon, but if you want a good laugh, you can always check out the Chasing Trails podcast.
Right.
So in the meantime, everyone, keep on chasing the trails.
Hey, hands up! Late some diet. Feet hit the trail. Heartbeats race. Dust on my jacket. Wind in my face. Not about to finish. It's who you find along the way. Every blister, every sunrise, every hot and beautiful bay. Head first into the